Hey, welcome back to another episode of Pitch to Product Podcast. I'm Peter.
Bobby.
Look, I love this format because these are real time, day to day. We hear some things, we see the market trend, we get to jump in front of the camera and start to be educators. And that is so important because this is
Conversation. This is us talking to you about the process.
exactly, it's also a journey,
Yes, it is.
right? And so the topic today that you and I talked about, because we've had a lot of people, like there's fear in this process, right?
Always. The first step is always
And,
scary.
and so I will tell you, this is the new mentality. People, what are they afraid of? It's failure,
Yes.
right? How do we know you're going to succeed? Well, let me give you the other attitude. Our belief is success is figuring out your failures early.
Get them out the way.
How important is that?
It doesn't bind you at the end. Get the failures done early because they're small failures at the beginning. They don't become big failures at the end.
That's exactly the process that we've set up, right? Eliminate your failures. It's part of the process. Can we ever eliminate failures?
You can't.
Now, let's talk about where's the detriment of a failure. A failure, once you have your tool made, your product developed, and then you discover that it's the wrong product, what happens?
Oh, you're down the drain. It's just you have to start all over from scratch again when we can get that resolved early.
Right. And that's a ton of money, right? So, what are we better off doing? Figure out your failures when.
At the beginning.
And how do you do that?
You get everything out the way. Why do teams practice? To get everything done right. So when it's time for the game, you're ready to go.
So, look, the reason why we're sharing this is because, you're either going to be introduced to one of our accelerator production contracts or proposals, or you're going to be introduced to a brochure that we give you to help educate you. This is a highly educated process that you need to understand from front to back. And that is all we are asking for. I don't, again, we get on calls with everybody that puts in a submission, or at least we communicate with them. The ones that we like, we get on calls
Yes.
with. Do we take every project on?
God, no.
No. And why would that be?
First off, it's a detriment to us and to our client to say we could take something on that we really can't be successful with.
That sounds like an early, hey, we don't want to fail, so let's make sure we start talking about the right things.
100%.
Okay. Bobby, how many times do we get calls from people that think how easy it is that ChatGPT and Claude AI have told them that they can bring a product to market?
Everybody is on ChatGPT. They're an expert at chat.
And I know we've got a podcast that Dan and, I think Rich and Dan did a couple weeks ago or last week. And it's a great podcast. I would highly recommend watching it because there is a huge limitations to Claude AI, ChatGPT. And I'll give you the biggest one. What's usually the one thing that everybody wants to know before they even talk to us?
What's it going to cost?
Well, even before they even start talking.
Will this sell? Will it work?
Right.
My product work?
And even before that, they're asking for what's a non-disclosure? Can I get a non-disclosure?
Which is right. The first thing we give people.
So let me just kind of open everybody's eyes because the one part they missed last week, and this is again part of the success to become, it's failing quick to become successful. When you're asking me for a non-disclosure agreement, I have to sign a non-disclosure. I want to sign this non-disclosure agreement.
100%.
It's right on the first page of our application form, right?
Checkbox. Very simple.
Check it. I don't want to steal your idea. I want to have conversations. I don't need to know all your secret sauce. If there's things that are proprietary, I want to understand the one thing. Can this sell? Is there a way that you're going to make your money back? And can I manufacture these as your symbiotic partner forever and a day?
I need to know at least the core of your idea. I don't need to know all the secret stuff. I don't need to know the details what makes yours totally different than this one. But I need to know the core of the idea to even know it's something we could take on, something could be successful on, and go from there.
So I'm not trying to be a fear monger, but here's what you need to also understand. The term right now is called AI. I'm not sure it'll affect your ability to get a patent because, again, just so you understand the patent process, if you disclose it to people in a public format, you could be considered null and void for your idea.
Yes.
So if you're looking up things on AI, even when you're paying the paid version, I'm just saying that I'm not 100% certain if that is what I would do. It's AI learning. Look, even for us, we're careful when we use AI because we're using it behind a paid platform where I know I've got guarantees. So I'm spending the extra money to be in the corporate world where they are not sharing the information I'm inputting with other people. Not for us. I would share everything that I would share with you and everybody of how we operate. But the proprietary information that my clients do, that is where I draw lines.
No, that we keep under the vest.
But that's a failure point.
Yes.
Right. So earlier that you know that, is it better?
Everything is better to know early.
So
don't have issues later. Let's know this early. Let's get what we can early.
Yeah. So when you're walking through this, and again, Bobby and I come from two different worlds, but the experience matches up to exactly the same thing, right? We want to make sure that your idea is protected, and that your investment is solid, and that there's a return on your investment.
The reason we're in business.
And so on that, how do we prevent the failures early on?
Communication,
Yeah,
very important.
and,
Asking the right questions, very
yeah,
important.
and so if you when you get the opportunity to read our either proposal or brochure, the brochure is the same. It reads the same thing. The only thing is it doesn't have the contractual obligation on there,
Proposal.
but it's there to educate you. The more I can educate you before that, the more I want to send more proposals out to you so we can have conversations that are business related to what you're doing. But the very first thing that we break down is the six spokes that we have.
Easily.
And in those six spokes, we break down the steps. The reason why there's six spokes is because there's a marketing component. We have to start doing the market research to figure things out. Why would we do that?
Find out the market, know your competition, know the size of the market, know the best of your product.
Right. So again, a lot of people come and say, "Well, I don't really need the marketing part." Okay, let's just dissect that a little bit. So if you don't need the marketing part and you didn't learn anything from other people's failures in that marketing component, are you going to give yourself the best chance?
It's the same thing with every business. I don't care if you're opening up a bodega on a corner. You want to know if there's another bodega around the corner. You want to know what their parking is. You want to know where your lighting is. You got to know the business for your product.
Oh, but Bobby, someone else has a bodega. I thought I only had that bodega idea.
No one has one idea.
So I always tell people the good news is you're not the only crazy person. Someone else is crazy before you and opened a bodega down the street.
Right.
The reason why you want to research that bodega or that product or that widget is because they have done some things that they could have done better.
And you can learn those and not have those same mistakes.
And that is market research, right? That is product research. That is
100%.
so how valuable is that in spoke one that my marketing team now provides that to my product development team?
Let's miss those mistakes. Let's itemize. Let's get those mistakes just done out of the way so we can step to something better.
Right. And look at, I don't want to, again, going back to not wanting to fear monger. It's not a fear, right? It is, I just want to make sure that the mentality shift is there, that these are steps to make sure that you've measured everything as well as you can to mitigate your failures, eliminate them as much as you can. Nobody can guarantee that everything has been eliminated. But what we can do is we can have a process that at least explores and evaluates. We can discuss it and we can make informed decisions on how to move forward.
A lot of
Um,
parts to it. A lot of parts from pricing to the materials. Let's know as much as we can.
and look at I'll make a statement. How many thousands of different ways could you make a product?
Thousands, from colors to sizes to materials to the way it connects.
Right. I use the word 10. There's 10,000 ways to not make something. I'm sure it's higher than that, but
Yes.
part of the process also, and it's not eliminating the failures, it's using the experience to say, hey, this is let's eliminate all the things that we shouldn't have to go and explore because we know they're already bad,
Right.
or we know they're already costly, or we know they're going to lead to complications down the road.
It happened with this product before. It happened with this one. That's why it's evolved from what this is to where we're at now. We know there's better ways of doing it.
Right. So the process really, it's, you know, the successful processes that we've, again, this is not something we just wrote up in the middle of the night. This is our own failure. We've just learned really quickly to own our mistakes, deal with them, and move on from them and learn from them. And that's really the most important part. That's 10 years of experience that, you know, I've done this 700 times now. I
Right.
can see a mistake coming from just the way someone interviews with us.
I've always gone to the guy, Dave Thomas, that started Wendy's. Wendy's was his fourth restaurant. He
Right.
learned. He was working since he was 12. He learned. So when he finally got to that point, he could make it grow and make it successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Experience.
Absolutely. So again,
We don't
let's
want you going through your fourth one. We want to
no.
start from the beginning
Well,
properly.
so look at that. That's a great point because, um, you know, part of this conversation that we want to have with you is number one, I want to educate everybody. You know, I can't afford to be the biggest companies in the world that
Oh,
you know, there's big companies out there that advertise a lot of money on television. Bobby, you work for one of them.
yes.
Um, that's not us. We have to have one conversation at a time, and I'm educating one person at a time. And there's a sea of information that is not incorrect, but not complete,
100%.
right? And so let's just break down the three stages, right? There's talking about protecting your idea.
Yes.
There's talk about who is going to buy your idea,
The market.
There's conversation about how are the different ways that we can make this idea.
Production, of course.
Then there's how do we manufacture the idea?
Yes, sir.
How do we get it here?
And how we sell it.
And then how do we sell it? And more, there's one small one in there that always freaks people out is like, where do I put it when it gets here? Right.
How
So
do we
look at,
ship it? Exactly.
yeah. So look at, we have you covered on all that from front to back. I mean, we've been doing this a long time. There's things that are going to possibly wake some clients up in the middle of the night. And I share this with our clients as well, that don't worry, if we have the answer, we know what the steps are. We know when that conversation needs to happen. If it's vital to us, it's vital to you, right? And we'll tell you, hey, this is the time that we should have conversations with trademarks. This is the time we should have conversations
Exactly.
with patent attorneys. Here's the big difference. Everybody else out in this landscape has their part in this space.
Yes.
But do they have the overall view of where the end result needs to be?
Not if you got to go to 5 different places. They're not
How?
all talking to each other.
How? How would they do that?
Exactly.
Right? So again, what you're doing is you are making an informed decision. You are actually hearing the parts that are correct, but this is not a line item. I'd equate it to someone who has to remodel a kitchen.
100%.
How many
Someone has
failures?
to measure it. Someone has to know which kind of cabinet we're
How
putting
about
out
just
there.
design it? How about like, here's the
Exactly.
layout. Here's what I got to do. What if I want to bump this wall out? What if I want to put subway tiles? What if I want to do a sink here? What if I want to do a wet bar? What if I like all those what ifs?
And someone to say, you don't have the room for that. You have to put this here.
Right.
You
Right. So
don't have the water flow that could do this also. You have to have a professional that could
so
bring you back to reality.
look, I totally recognize that we are in a DIY generation, right? Like that's the explosion of Home Depot, Lowe's.
Yes.
Everybody can do things quite on their own, and look at they've made it easy for you. And I will tell you,
YouTube,
oh,
do it yourself channels.
I will say this:
Right.
our proposal is a blueprint
Yes,
to
it
bringing
is.
a product to market. Whether you hire us or not, that blueprint, I would ask for it. I would use it. I would take it. The only difference between me and 52 Launch and Bobby and the team
Yeah.
we have here is you could do everything on that list yourself.
Yeah.
The difference is I know it takes me 65 people at the current state. I'm probably going to be growing to over 100 by the end of the year. But
Interviewing now.
right, I need 65 people. But it's not just the people. I have four
Expertise.
I have 4 to 5 key people that I need to rely on to keep the continuity of what the project came in at to deliver the project that we need.
Right.
And sometimes we can scale that project up because, hey, it makes sense. Or sometimes we need to scale that project back a little bit to say, here's our starting point based on budget, based on conversations that we've had. But we have identified every single way that we can bring a product idea to market with the accelerator and a production order. Okay.
If you don't mind, I want to
Yeah,
go back to one
please.
thing. Everybody goes to ChatGPT. Everybody goes, I could craft my own product, which is fantastic. When you come to us, come with questions already. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a very direct conversation with you, very matter of fact about your product, explain our services, and then we're going to hand you our proposal in writing. Take it, read it. If you want to show it to someone, let them read it over with you. But then come back, we'll have a real detailed meeting, knowing exactly, because that proposal is going to answer 95% of questions you're going to ask us is going to be in writing.
Oh,
Because
it's
we've done this before.
yeah, and it's not just in writing; it's written to help make sure you understand the entire process. Look at an educated and informed decision is the one that you want. That eliminates
Yes.
failures,
And
right?
the fact that we do this podcast is to educate our clients to know exactly who we are, how we're working, what we're doing.
Well, I like where you were going with that. So let's unpack that a little bit more. When people read through the accelerator, our process is this, right? The initial call is to help identify the
Both ways. We got to make sure we can help you. You got to make sure you want the service we want. We're trying to make common ground here. Know
yeah.
exactly where the plan has to go from that point
Well,
on.
and look at I want you to appreciate, or the clients or the people that are potentially watching this, it could be clients or trying to get through this process. That is the most important step because alignment is everything. We want to
Yes.
make sure that we're aligned with your vision, that the tools and technologies are what we need to make there. Making a new widget that has never been made before, the technology's not there. I'm willing to take some of those on if I think within reason we can get some of the answers. I can break down things. We can be very creative on how we get started. But the most important part here is understanding the entire process.
Yes. And it's
Right.
also time saver. Listen, everybody's got a life. Everybody works. Everybody has stuff to do.
Right.
No, a lot of people don't have time to go to any places. We want to take a lot of that stuff off of you because we've done it before. We can explain it to you easily. We could have a timetable of working with you, and you have the expertise with being able to talk to someone that knows what they're talking about to go over the product with you
Well,
and move
so
it forward.
sometimes failure doesn't come in the form of a direct punch in the face that goes, "Oh my goodness, I shouldn't have done this." Just to give the process to successfully launch a product, a person has to invest in their own idea. That
Right.
means you own your idea. That means you believe in it well enough to say, "I'm going to get started." Okay. If you don't believe in your idea, that's the easiest way. If you're not willing to invest in your own idea, you don't believe in it. And if
Very
you
hard
want
to get someone else to invest in your dream.
if you haven't,
Exactly. If you haven't, if
right?
you haven't done the steps to get your product moving, don't ask somebody else to do it.
So failure comes at right that point in time where you're like, "Hey, I'm waiting for someone to do something for me." Okay. The better conversation you should have is how many days of ramen soup can I eat to put up the money to do this?
Exactly. We
Right?
all have to make sacrifices. It's your
It,
product.
there's no way around it. So that's again a pivot to be successful. You do have to have that conversation. You do have to put some nuts away for the winter, just like a squirrel would. You have to have the ability to put something in. Now, the very next round is friends and family.
Yes.
Why would friends and family be the better place to go and get help?
First, to know you. But I will say this, you have to go professional with that. Your
Yeah.
Uncle Johnny is if he has his own business and people pitch him all the time, you have to go prepared. You have to go with documentation. He has to know that you're not just a little nephew, that you're a business person who comes to him, that he could say, okay, I'll put my trust in this person because he came with a proper plan.
I like that. We're going to use Auntie Jill and Uncle Johnny,
Or Bobo.
and yeah, and because you're
Uncle
right,
Bobo.
Uncle Bobo. Look, at the end of the day, they're business owners and they trust you, they like you, and they want to help you. But when you start talking to them and you don't have the business presentation, they
Exactly.
automatically know that you have a great idea, but aren't the right person to do this.
Right.
And so again, that's a failure point. In that failure point, and again, failure might be a strong word, but I'm using it so you understand these are pivots that you have to make early. Okay, now that you know that, what are you going to do about it? What do you need to do? You need to educate yourself,
100%.
right? Do you need to go and learn? I would tell you where ChatGPT and Claude AI and all these other resources are extremely helpful. Hey, help me write a business plan.
Exactly.
Help me
It's
understand
never been easier.
how do I run a product business?
Right.
Right? What do I need to know in advance? What do I need to do to show my friends and family that this isn't another one of my crazy ideas? What would they need to hear? What would they need to see? What would they need to understand? And are we in a read generation or are we in a show me
Show
generation?
me.
Show
Show
me.
me. People don't read it.
Show me, right? What was
30-minute clips.
30-minute clips
30
might be an
clips.
attorney. That's a
Exactly.
documentary these days, right? So you got to be able to have that snapshot picture in 3 seconds. That 3 seconds buys you 20 and then 20 buys you 3 minutes. That's the way it goes. But
And we're help. We'll talk to your investors for you. We'll talk to your Uncle Bobo for you, but bring him prepared. Bring him understand where we're at with it.
and we'll,
Don't bring him as a shock meeting. Bring him in, knowing what we're doing, who we are. If we have a podcast, send it to them. Let them know who they're talking to.
so why is that so important to succeed in this step?
You got to be prepared. You got to not waste their time either.
That's the
Time
big
and
one.
money, man. Don't waste their time.
Well,
Don't
so-
waste anyone's time.
I was sharing with Bobby last night. I've had the privilege of meeting a few billionaires in my life. I'm not even close to being one of those. I'm just a regular guy.
Yep.
But because of where I am and have been in life, it's been a privilege to learn from them. And the one thing that one of them told me is that the way you got to look at this is that we have more money than time,
Yes.
right? So what's the one thing that they don't want to have wasted?
Time.
They don't have enough of it, right?
Time. Nobody has that.
And so that is a commodity. That is the truth. Respect that time. Be prepared. Use that opportunity. Be prepared for that opportunity. Do you think a hockey player or a basketball player will just show up without practice?
No.
Do you think that player will make the professional league if they don't have the skills, haven't done the drills, haven't
They needed
adjusted
all
their
that to get there.
attitude, haven't been coachable, haven't been is this any is sounds like sports sounds very much like business.
I tried to explain to a guy the other day. Baseball players in the 60s, 70s had construction jobs in the off season.
Yeah.
Now is year round from Pop Warner all the way through with spring leagues
Doesn't
and everything
stop.
else. It
Doesn't
doesn't
stop.
stop. It's total because now you got to hone your skills totally. And even when you're a pro, off season, you might have 2 weeks, but you're right back on it.
Well,
You're competing.
again, there's motivation there, and that is failure.
Yes.
What happens to a ball player or hockey player that is not performing at the level that they're supposed to play at?
G League, D League, B
Right.
League, and out.
AHL, minor league. Like, that's the biggest fear. Now, when you're older, right, and you are a top player and you still want to play the game, I'm going to use Yager Yammer as
Yep.
a example. That guy is still playing hockey. He's as old as I am.
Right.
I don't know how he does it. Is he
Some people are
playing it
exceptional.
right? Is he playing in the top professional league?
I'm not a
No, he's not. He's playing. He's
Thought
playing
that.
in an amazing league that he back home. And look, it's amazing. Again, this is Zdeno Chara, Boston Bruin.
The 3-on-3 basketball league. It's phenomenal. All these
Three-
ex-players are playing, so they're still playing. They're still doing their
the
game. I
passion for
understand
the
it.
game doesn't
Yes.
stop, right? So look at that's where you always have to understand. The reason why I went down that tangent is because the business friend or family that you have is never going to retire. They want to start another business. They don't have time to do it,
Right.
but they have the resources to do it. If you are willing to say, hey, I will lead this charge, I will pick up the mantle, I will take the sword, I will go out in the battlefield and go and make this happen, and they see your plan of execution is good, what would be
They're
the
in.
next step that they'd want to know?
How do we get started? How do we do this? But what's the plan? Let's go
What's
through
the plan? And in that plan, I can tell you again, that's what our accelerator is for. The accelerator explains all the things that need to happen to get to the production point. Because really it was designed so that we can do all this work and be ready for that investor that has not taken equity in your
Yes.
company, but is going to help finance the production order.
Exactly.
So that's really the key. Like people are saying all the time, well, I gotta, look at we are very upfront. We tell people like, hey, look at this is the whole process. There's no sugarcoating it. It does take funds, it does take money, but it actually is a very structured and organized path to be successful so that the investment is minimal and the return is maximized.
Itemized too.
It's
Very easy to explain every part.
It's very itemized, 100%. So when you get to that point, it was really designed that I never thought that anybody that would hire us had the money for a production order.
Right.
So the whole idea was, hey, if we had to go to a Shark Tank, what are the questions that a shark would want to answer,
Exactly.
right, or get answered properly?
Exactly. To make it worth the investment.
Let me ask you, what are the sharks? They're investors.
The investors, 100%.
Right. So I sometimes wonder, and I ask people, I'm like, wait a minute, are you watching the same, 15 seasons that I've watched the Shark Tank? Because every single one of them, no one got the investment at the idea stage.
They're just better connected investors.
Right.
I said better funded investors.
And so those investors have the right answers. And are they going to ever call you out
They do it on the show all the time.
on the show?
They're not prepared.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, in real life, is your uncle going to tell you, hey, Bobby, you don't know what the hell you're doing?
No.
No. He's
No.
too, it's your
He's
uncle.
too nice.
Exactly.
He's gonna say, oh, you know what? Let me think about it. I'll get back to you.
Yeah. And so this is when I tell you, and again, that's a full circle where your investor is not going to help you right now.
Right.
Own it, because that's just an obstacle. You can either say, I'm not going to do this, or you can say, how can I get this done? And that is the attitude that we're looking for.
Or
Right.
plan on going prepared properly. If you're going to take a stab at it, do it properly.
So
You're not going to get 5 chances at them. You're not going to get 3 chances at them.
that is where you have to be prepared for the opportunity.
Yes.
When you try and get the opportunity earlier, look, I'm pretty excited. We have a conversation in a few minutes coming up with a client. Phenomenal,
Oh my God.
phenomenal results that she's got on a TikTok channel. Huge amount of followers.
Huge.
Really cool idea.
It's been a year.
And you know what? I give her all the credit, and I can't wait to talk to her. I have not had a chance to meet her yet, but she has done all the right things to prove that she is investable, and it's not written down.
No.
She can show it to you.
Show it to you.
She showed us videos yesterday that are, she's got 400,000 views and
Views.
50,000 likes and 50,000 shares. So I know she's got audience. I know
Right.
she's got people out there that are going to help support her. She did it the exact opposite way that ChatGPT would have told her to do it.
But she's had it for a year. It still needs help getting it
Well,
manufactured.
look at that's because that is the hardest part, right?
That's
And
the
this is
hardest
why
part.
everybody that is in our space, and I don't ever want to call them competitors. The clear
They're not.
difference is that they do a lot of the services we do. I still need to help them finish up the last point if they've done their job well, which again, it's not that they haven't done their job well. Their focus was to develop a prototype, not a manufacturable product. So I'm not critical of that, right? They did what they were asked to do. because ChatGPT told somebody or somebody advised them to do something. Our process is different. If you understand what you have to make and what it's got to cost at the end, then the process backwards. I don't need anybody
Right.
outside of my roof,
No,
right?
we have everything. Plus, we sourced it. We know what we're paying for. We know what it takes to make it. We know what it takes to ship it. We're coming with all answers for you to understand it so we could get this on the proper time at the right shelves and get it selling.
So like, I'm going to put Bobby on the spot here and ask a simple question. When we first talked and we were first like toying with the idea that you coming on board, um, I had brought up, hey, Bobby, I think what you're going to do to be more successful quickly and right from the get go is I think we need to have you come up here whenever you can, rent a car. I know you live in New York. And your first reaction was not exactly
No, exactly.
like, because you're used to, you got your New York
I
office,
got my office to come
you get
in,
your
clients come to
family.
me.
Okay. I asked you to do that the first week. It was, it was a little uncomfortable, I'm sure.
Right.
But have I had to ask you to come back out here?
No, been here 5 times now.
Right, and so we're talking
And I'm
5
coming
weeks,
back
right?
again.
Yeah, and coming back over and over and over because so let me ask you, why do you do that?
First and foremost, I love being in the environment. I love being where stuff is done. I love being able to sit with a designer. I love to tell my client, "Hey, Aaron, here's a here's a guy that's going to help design your product. Here's a guy who's working on your prototype. Let me introduce you to this first. I'm actually introducing someone to a client this afternoon that I signed last week, and we're going to have a fantastic meeting with Crystal for them to meet.
Yep.
To take them by the hand and show here's the next step, stuff that I couldn't do for years.
So I'm gonna ask you the question. That sounds like you're doing that to be successful, or are you trying to make our clients successful?
Both. Me,
That's what you
my
wanna
client success is my success.
right.
Because your success for your product, you're going to order more product. We're going to sell more product. I'm going to be successful.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
goal.
symbiotic. So this is again, again, just that fact that like, look at nobody wants to get uncomfortable, right?
Mhm.
It's anything new is always a little bit scary, but once you understand,
Oh,
how
there's
confident can you do
the
this?
sacrifices have to be done to make it successful. Believe me, driving from Boston to New York in the rain, in traffic is terrible, terrible.
Right.
But I was back the next week. It had to happen.
And once you understand that it has to
It
happen, it's a
has to
different
happen.
conversation. And look, that's the thing. I know it has to happen.
I
Whether
can't
you
ask a client to sacrifice if I'm not doing a sacrifice. I can't client to make time to sit and do video with me if I'm not going to be. So those are things that have to happen.
and that is what I call the successful mentality. And look at when we are on interview calls with and really the first call, and I started saying this, first call is really about learning about you and
Yes.
then your product in that order because again successful people have a successful mentality. They're not people that are saying, well, who's going to do this for me, who's going to do that for me. Nobody's going to do it for you. We're going to help you.
You know,
I'm going to do a lot of the heavy lifting because I'm good at it, but who's going to help you, that's questions that we can ask together. I can help you
right.
find the people that who can help you, but the mentality is this isn't a we're not a what the term rented mule. But the
No.
first one is, are you the right entrepreneur who wants to be a business owner, because that's what we're doing.
Right.
The second part is it's really just understanding the steps in our proposal because that proposal is your blueprint. That's what
If
we do.
if
That's what everyone has to do.
if the first questions are, well, I just want to license this product, we're not your company. Let's understand that now because we're here to manufacture your product.
Right. And well, you are not your company right now.
Right. That's true.
Right.
Down the
Because
line.
down the line, I've got a lot of people who went down the licensing
Exactly.
route, and that's how we started. Right. They came back because when the licensing didn't work out, and I can give you a whole podcast on that, and there probably is a
Right.
few out there. But the next step after that is like once you have overcome and realized that no one else is going to make you successful,
Other than yourself.
we're going to help you become successful because we're aligned. Right.
100%.
So that's again the interview process. When we say that, we mean it. It is an interview process for both of us. You get on a call. Please, again, we're going to be professional. We're going to be courteous. It is about getting on a video call. If you have trouble or don't have the ability to be technically savvy, I will also say you have to learn how to do that. That's an uncomfortable thing because my entire team and my entire world revolves around showing you what we've done
Exactly.
this week, last week, 2 weeks ago. And when you don't show up on a video call, you don't see what's being done.
Not one bit.
You can't understand it verbally.
If you don't step out of your comfort zone to do what needs to be done.
Right.
Listen, I'm not a podcaster. I am nervous right now. Let me let you know that right now. I am nervous right now, but I know this is part of the journey. That's one of the reasons I came here because I know this is part of the journey because we have to educate people. They have to understand what we're doing because the goal is to be successful and you do the things that get you there. And if I could talk to more people, if we could talk to more people to understand the process, understand that we're the company to sit with them, go over it, that no one else is
Well,
doing.
we're going to make Michelle uncomfortable now because she's behind the podcast scene
Yes,
here. It's her job to make sure people everywhere around the world can see this podcast
exactly.
because this is probably one of the most, it's going to be the most important podcast that we've done in a long time because it's really the culture of you. It's the culture of success. And
Yes,
it's not about being fearful of success. There's no guarantees of being successful. The pursuit of success is what we're really good at.
right.
And so it starts right from the beginning. There's a reason why we have you fill out a lengthy form. There's a reason why I tell you right at the beginning of the form, hey, don't worry, we're not here to steal your idea. I've already signed every
And
NDA. It's there. Read it, review it, fill out the form. Even then, don't give us all the secret sauce. I'm fine with that. I want to establish two things on the first call. Do you understand the process? Because I'll educate you on that. Because again, look at I have to be respectful too. We have a lot of people that have gone through the process with other people and they understand us really
oh,
quickly and hire us within 10 days.
wait, what's the client that I had this week? He sent me a text the day before the meeting. I want to redo the NDA. I want a 4-page NDA and 4 years on the NDA, and I want a attorney's fee on it. And all I did was reply by text. Why don't we just have a simple conversation first?
Right. Let's
Guy
make sure we're
signing the
aligned.
contract tomorrow.
Exactly. Let's make sure we're aligned.
Yeah, and he's an attorney. He's an attorney.
Look,
He
I love
understood it.
that. I love that because look at we are different and no
Yes.
qualms about it. And look at sometimes I don't want to get confrontational, but sometimes like that sounds weird because you've heard the same spiel from everybody else, and
Yes.
we like, hey, this is conversational. This is I want to help. So do you. So does
Right.
Dan. So does everybody on
We
my team.
understand the product. We understand where you're at with it. Uh, we want to work together because if we don't work together, it won't be successful.
And that's collaborative. Again, last step of it is once you have the proposal in your hand, the most important step to you, and this is again, anybody that's going to meet us, is you have to get on that call and overcome the fear that, wow, this is going to cost more money than I thought. I can tell you right now, I don't expect you to hire us at that moment.
No.
What I'm trying to make sure is that you're educated so other opportunities and other people you're reviewing, you can ask the right questions and be prepared. Some of our clients, it does take 2 to 3 years. Some of the clients have already been in this journey for 3 to 4
Oh my
years,
God.
find
Yes.
us and hire us immediately. It is probably a 2 to 3 year journey to get the right answers that you're looking for. So
Right.
I'm just sharing this because the path to success is really understanding overcoming the fear. We all have fears. Bobby just shared his fear.
Mhm.
Look at I every day I walk in this door, I'm like, wow, I am responsible for a lot of people. Okay.
Yes.
And I walked away from a lot of people in my previous career as far as being responsible for payroll and all that stuff. And here I am back at it and I'm
Right
loving it.
back.
I'm
Yes.
loving it.
Hmm.
I come in every day because I have an obligation to make sure that everybody on the team is here to make sure that you are successful. That's it. Is every day easy and fun?
No, but that's so's life. It's
Exactly.
life.
So,
You know.
it's you have to understand that that's like there's days that are frustrating, but that's just a day. There's days that are amazing, but that's
Right.
just a day, right?
And a hiccup today is not a hiccup tomorrow. We catch it today.
Yeah. Look at momentary sadness or frustration is very short. The problem is it lasts a long time because we mentally don't know how to process it.
Right.
But when you realize it's just one, two, three, next, get over it, get over yourself, and move forward, then you become way less distracted by anything. I love the um, Kevin O'Leary talking about Elon Musk and the term between signal versus noise,
Mhm.
right? All the things that have you fear are noise.
Right.
Signal are the things that you need to go look at and find out and figure out to signal how you overcome that noise. And so it's a signal to noise ratio. Like if you're always got noise in your head and
Always.
you're always got those fears, you know what? Find the signal. Go and find the signal. I have the signal. It is in our proposal that we give you that you can understand. And once you understand that, after that, look at you're gonna have a bunch of questions. And I can tell you, I already know the right questions that a successful person is gonna ask versus the one that someone will never overcome the fear. And that's what I want to have more conversations like this for, because my
Exactly.
goal for the rest of this career is going to be how do I take people who are fearful of this process, don't know how to overcome that, because I do believe that those people and that group of clientele have just as good ideas as the ones sometimes they actually have better ideas because the
Right.
success isn't in the idea. The success is in the entrepreneur, the business owner
Process.
to make it successful.
Living in the moment now. Think about your idea now and think about where you want to be with 5 years from now.
Yeah.
That's it. And then don't get stuck in the moment now because we overcome those hurdles. so we get to that 5-year stage. Will it be easy? Not always. Will some days be a lot smoother than others? Yes. But you also know trajectory. There are times when it goes little. There are times that trajectory leaps and bounds above, and you're just dancing. Life is great. Let's
I
try to get to that point.
look at when you yeah, when you really focus on it that way, every day that you can survive, a better day is ahead of you,
Look at your
right?
toes and fingers and keep going.
That's it. That's it. Well, look at I think any
We're done.
other else you want to do in closing? Success is not a straight line, people. That's all I
Call
got to tell
us.
you.
Please fill it out. Call us. Reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. That's what
Yeah,
we're here for.
and look at we can prove everything that we're talking about here. That's our job is to show you, have that conversation, educate you, so that you can then go and make the best informed decision for you, whether you utilize us or not. In terms of hiring us, I'm fine with that. I do believe that everybody can do this themselves. It just will take you longer. Like I said, I got the 65 people under one roof that I'm controlling with the four key people that make sure that the end result is what we started with, or better. And I've got the manufacturing network that really that's the
It's the main
hardest
thing.
part. It is a continual growth. It is ever changing. It is ever the landscape has always got its own challenges, but those are my challenges. That's what you hire us for, is to eliminate those
We got our
fears.
guy going to China next week already.
Yep. And
Again for another month.
yep, for another month. So look at like Bobby said, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys reach out, fill out the form. You'll get your NDAs. I don't want to have a conversation that's not protected. I'm on your page with that. I want to make sure that there's no fear in that conversation.
Yes.
But let's educate first. If you understand what the process is, you are going to be much better suited to moving forward. So I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just saying, hey, look, when you fill out the form, give us the details. We'll get on these calls. We'll make sure that like the product is it's the first thing. If the product cannot sell or there's too much red tape, I will warn you to not make that investment.
Right.
But again, the conversation is really going to be the other side, which is the more positive one. We feel this is a good idea. Read through the proposal,
Yes.
understand it. If you don't understand it, ask the right questions. And if you don't know the right questions, still get on the proposal review because I will give them to you. Bobby will give them to you. These are the questions you should be asking me right now.
Fear is just a 4-letter word. Just to get to the point where you're at now, you overcome it a million times. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Look at I appreciate anybody that got it to the end of this video because it is the most important part. This is the one that is going to make you different and be ready for what you're going to need to do if you're looking to bring your product idea to market, or if you know somebody that's going to bring your product
Start
idea to
something.
market. Please share, like, follow us, reach out to us. We're here for you guys. Let's get started.
Take care.
Hey, thank you for watching this podcast again. I really appreciate it. Please like us, follow us, share us. And if you want to set up an appointment, click the link below.